Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for another Chicago Bears preview as we head into week 3 of this 2025 NFL season as the Bears come back home after an 0-2 start to take on the Dallas Cowboys coming off of a win in their season. They are 1-1 on the year. But before I get into my preview, matchups, and predictions of this ball game, make sure you guys leave this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow and it continues to get more eyeballs on this channel. And make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss any of the videos that I post. But it's time to talk to Chicago Bears football. Without further ado, let's dive into it. First, let's talk the Chicago Bears offense going up against this Dallas Cowboys defense. The one thing that the Bears kind of had some success with last week, at times they did run the football somewhat decent. They threw the ball. They had some opportunities throwing the ball. But one thing you're going to have success with against this Dallas Cowboys defense is you're going to have to run the football. Michael Parsons' list, even though you did add Kenny Clark up in the middle, I still think when we're talking about the first 2 games of the Dallas Cowboys season, the one thing that stands out to me when we're watching their defense is they still don't have the ability to consistently stop the run game. And it sucks for the Chicago Bears that DeAndre Swift, at the time of me recording this video, is questionable for this ball game. Kyle Monangai and Roschon Johnson are probably going to have to kind of step up and play bigger roles if DeAndre Swift is not able to go in this contest. This offensive line is going to have to perform at a better rate. The first couple of weeks, the run game has kind of been inconsistent when we're talking about the Chicago Bears offense. They have not had but only so much success running the football. Like I said, DeAndre Swift at points last week did have success, but like I said, he's questionable. Against this defense, where you have Kenny Clark in the middle, you have Odunze Fowler on your defensive line, Sam Williams, you're going to have to run the football to set up so much and kind of help you keep this Dallas offense off the field that was very explosive last week. So I think when you're coming into a ball game like this, the Bears are one of the more explosive offenses. It's crazy to say that because they have more of those 10, 20-yard plays. I think for this offense to have success and have them a better chance of winning this ball game, with a lot of things that's going on with their defense, which I will get into later on, is that you're going to have to play some ball control. You're going to have to play some time of possession when we're talking about this Bears offense. Yes, of course, we're going to have to throw the football well. Caleb Williams had some moments and some flashes last week against the Lions. But one thing you're going to have to do is run the football. And I think when we're talking about Caleb, I think when he does better, I think he should be stepping up into some of those pockets more and get some of those weapons like a Odunze, like a Zacchaeus, like a DJ Moore, get Luther Burden more involved. I think you need to get Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland more involved. I'll always say this. When we're talking about a young quarterback, tight ends are their best friend. I think when we're talking about Ben Johnson and this offense, you're going to have to involve more of the tight end position. Going up against this Matt Eberflus defense, we know one thing about Matt Eberflus, he doesn't blitz a ton. We've seen this with the Bears the past couple of years. Doesn't blitz a ton. We're talking about the Cowboys' pressure. It has not been the same pressure. I think when we're talking about Caleb Williams, if this offensive line protects, I think he's going to have some time to find those weapons because this is not an aggressive defense when we're talking about Matt Eberflus and Dallas Cowboys. They do have a good secondary with Malik Hooker from The Ohio State University, Donovan Wilson, Trayvon Diggs, and Deron Bland. Though that is a very solid secondary. If you don't want to, let's say, take some risk and throw the ball deep and do some things against this really solid secondary, running the ball is going to be key. Yes, Caleb Williams is going to have to make some plays. He's going to have to make some critical throws. But like I said before, a key, you have to play time of possession. You're going to have to run the football. This offensive line is going to have to stop killing themselves with penalties. whether it's false starts, whether it's holdings, which we've seen quite a bit of these first 2 weeks from this Chicago Bears offense. Keys to success: keep Caleb Williams clean as always, and especially against this less aggressive of a defense. Run the football effectively and play some ball control. And then on top of that, you're going to have to involve Kmet and Loveland, which I think when we're talking about the Cowboys linebackers, it's going to open up so much for your offense if you're able to have production out of the tight end position, whether it's Kmet, whether it's Loveland, whether it's both. So you're going to have to do that to give yourself chances to win this ball game. Today's video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. For me, it is very important to have a VPN to protect my online privacy. It'd be very, very creepy if there was someone out there who kept a log of every single thing that you did online. So why let your internet provider really do that to you online? The best thing to do is to get yourself a VPN, and why not go with the ExpressVPN, the best VPN available. Personally, I like it for the fact that you can unlock Netflix shows that you do not get in the US market. Now, one show that I've started to get myself into is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You search Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the US, doesn't come up, but you can switch your location to Canada and you can research Brooklyn Nine-Nine again, and bam, it pops up right then and there, and you can catch up on your episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now, if you click the link in the description below, you will get 3 free months of ExpressVPN. Just by clicking the link below and you sign up today, you will get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link down below and you will get ExpressVPN. Now, let's just get back to the video. Next, we're going to talk about this Bears defense going up against the Cowboys offense. And one thing that I noticed about the Cowboys offense, they ran the football very effectively against a very good Giants defensive front with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. One thing that this Bears defense is going to have to do better, which we didn't see much, especially in the fourth quarter against the Vikings, and especially last week against the Lions, they did not stop the run effectively, and which I think that is going to be something that Schottenheimer and this offense predicates itself to do, which is be a little bit more committed to running the football. It's going to suck that Jaylon Johnson's probably going to be out. Grady Jarrett is questionable. Tyler Gordon is still questionable, who has not played all season long. Tyreek Stevenson has not been a good cover corner when we're talking about coverages and things in these first 2 games. And the Cowboys have the offense with Prescott and the weapons like a CeeDee Lamb, a weapon like a George Pickens, and Jalen Tolbert has been playing some really good football. Jake Ferguson at that tight end position. I think when we're talking about the Cowboys game plan, especially if Johnson, which we assume he's not playing, Tyler Gordon is not playing. Yes, I think they're still going to try to attack the middle of this defense to keep the Bears defense honest when we're talking about running the football. And then it makes it even worse if Grady Jarrett is not able to go. And then they're going to, I think, try to attack this secondary, who kind of got exposed a bit against the Detroit Lions, especially when Jaylon Johnson went down with the groin injury in the midst of that game. The Cowboys offense was very explosive against the Giants defense, but like I said before, they were able to run the football for a good chunk of their yardage against the Giants. And that is something this Bears defense, albeit injury-laden to a bit, but they're going to have to be better at that. It just has to happen. And another thing that the Bears have not been doing much of, or has not been as successful as, Dio Damos has his games, but Montez Sweat, we're going to have to see more from. Over the last probably season and a half or season or addition to so, it's just something with Montez Sweat. It's just not really there, in my opinion. And as questionable as TJ Edwards is, which is another blow to this defense, I think when we're talking about this Bears defense, they are going to have to be way more stout against a very solid Cowboys offensive line with Tyler Guyton, Tyler Booker, the rookie, Terrence Steele, and Tyler Smith in their offensive line. I just personally think that the Bears are going to have to be way more physical, way more dominant in the trenches. I think when we're talking about Dennis Allen, he might have to be more aggressive when we're talking about bringing some type of blitz packages because of this Dallas Cowboys ability to be explosive on offense. Yes, it does kind of expose your coverages man to man, which the Bears, outside of Johnson and a few plays that he played hasn't not been that great, especially last week against Detroit, which is gonna suck because the Cowboys' ability to run the football last week, I think, could carry over if you're not going to be more aggressive and more physical up front. When we're talking about this Chicago Bears defensive front, it sucks that the injuries are going to play a big part in what the Bears are able to do on this defensive side of the ball with Jared, Edmunds, Johnson, which we more than likely he's probably not going to play. Nahshon Wright is probably had to step in his place. Jaylon Jones, the backup corner, he's also questionable for this ball game. So the Bears already, we're talking about week 3, we've already had a slew of injuries. And then on top of that, Austin Booker being on IR. The explosion that this Cowboys offense is able to bring, Dak Prescott, especially last week, played some phenomenal football. CeeDee Lamb is one of the more dangerous wide receivers that we have in the league. And then you pair him with the George Pickens. On most teams, he possibly is their number 1 receiver. And then Jalen Tolbert and Kevontae Turpin with their speed can really do some things with this Bears defense being injured and with this Bears defense really not playing well. I think the keys for the Bears to really slow down this Cowboys offense is, of course, I think you're gonna have to play field position. You're going to have to play field position, try to get the Cowboys pinned back deep. 2, you're going to have to slow down this passing game, which I think has the capability of bearing explosion. And when doing that, slowing the passing game down, which means you have to get after Dak Prescott. Make him move around a little bit. Make him kind of feel the presence of the pass rush, whether it's from different blitzes or whether it's your front 4 getting home. You're going to have to put some pressure on Dak Prescott and make him second guess himself or make him feel the pressure when we're talking about this defense. And then stopping the run, which has been difficult for them to do, especially past year or so, even with Eberflus and even with Dennis Allen, they still have not been able to stop the run. But with all that said, my pick is going to be the Dallas Cowboys, and I think they win this game 24-14. And yes, I'm picking a 10-point margin. Here's why. 1, until I see it, I don't believe in the Bears' ability to stop the run. And if this game starts to become more of a shootout, I personally think that this Bears team is in trouble because they've had some moments on the offensive side of the ball where they're still figuring things out and drives stall. And then on top of that, the injuries to your secondary with the Gordon, with the Jaylon Johnson, and then possibly a TJ Edwards not being in as well. We seen in week 1 with those injuries, it hurt us late. And I think the Cowboys, kind of similar to the Vikings and kind of similar to the Lions, have a lot of ways that they could beat you on the offensive side of the ball. And with the Cowboys' kind of new ability or added ability of them being able to run the football much better with Miles Sanders and the guy like a Javonte Williams, I just think that what the Cowboys are going to throw offensively is going to give the Bears fits. And when we're talking about this Bears as team, as a unit, I just don't think they're going to be comfortable playing with the lead, especially at this point. And I just think the Cowboys are going to get out early. And I think the Bears are probably going to have a little bit of a tougher time trying to play catch up because they're going to take away the ability of them to run the football, which they haven't done so well, and make them be pass happy. And with the secondary of the Dallas Cowboys, I just don't think you want to play a pass-happy type of game, especially with the young quarterback in Caleb Williams with an offensive line that at times has still struggled in 2025. So I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Bears 24-14. And unfortunately, I think the Bears are going to drop to 0-3. But those are my thoughts, predictions, previews, and opinions of this ball game. Make sure you guys leave this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow and beat the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you click that sub button and notification bell so you will not miss a single thing that I post on this channel. But APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.